I speak, it's something that is going on for years now that I speak a lot about Pesach, Passover. I live my life almost every night is a Leil Seder, Passover night. And I'm doing a lot of, I'm conducting, I'm, a lot of my ritualistic things that I do, many of the rituals that I do are related or similar to elements of the of the Pesach, of the Passover night. Because I'm a slave and I live in a horrible slavery and I need to be rescued. I need deliverance out of the hell. But there is one thing that in a story that is very different, in nature from the stories of the ancient Israelis in Egypt, and this difference should be mentioned, if not discussed, at least mentioned. Especially now that we are in the final stages of the plagues, because plagues are torturing Israel for a long time now, but they don't care. The harder you hit them, the harder they react. That's the way they are. That's the Israeli. They don't need the Pharaoh. It would have been easy to portray Netanyahu as Pharaoh, but that's not the case. Each one of them is a Pharaoh. The lowest scum in Israel, every little scum in Israel is a miniature Pharaoh, and in his own mind, he's the king of the world. That's the way it is. And unlike in Egypt, God doesn't need to harden the hearts of the Israelis, so they will not deliver the Israelis, deliver us, the foreigners, so they will get more plagues. It's not needed in this case because their heart is already as hard as it can. Nothing harder than that already. So what's the difference? The difference is that now we are at the final stages. You've seen the plague of darkness, and you've also seen the plague of taking the children, symbolized by me, not my children, of course, but symbolized by me removing the paintings of my daughters and placing them temporarily in the storage room. So it's the last plague, which deals with the life of the children, and it's going to be a horrible one. Not that I have any mercy on anyone in Israel. They should be punished for their crimes. But the difference is that even that will, unlike in Egypt, even that will not be suffice to rescue. For them to release me and my daughters, because they are even worse than the Egyptians. They are Satans, all of them. So I will tell you what's going to happen, because as I see, no foreign forces are even close to move an arm or leg, just mouses and tongues, and this doesn't help me. So the next step will be inevitably to expand the plagues beyond the borders of Israel, and the way it will happen is that it will expand geographically, like an entity that now occupies Israel, and then gradually expands, taking territory that was adjacent to its current place. So naturally, it will expand to territories that belong to Egypt, to Jordan, to Lebanon for certain, and if it's fair or not, I tell you the truth, I think that God is always fair. So it's fair because that's the decision that God made. It's only for us to justify it, because it's important to justify God. So I think that it's fair because your neighbors should intervene if you are doing something that is incredibly immoral, and if they do not intervene, then it's, at least in some part, they are accomplices to the crime. And in a more practical sense, like a real political sense, and when the Arab nations will start to feel the consequences of the deeds of the state of Israel on their own children and on their own body, which will happen very soon, perhaps even this night or next night, then it's reasonable to assume that they will mobilize their armies against Israel, something that they haven't done in quite a while, but in the past they were more than willing to do, even for reasons less serious than the complete and than the danger of complete and utter destruction of their lands by horrible divinic plagues. And I think that once Egypt, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria will start to feel the pain of the plagues, they will. Then I hope, eventually, and not a minute too late, tongues and mouths will cease to move, and arms and legs will start to run towards Israel, which is what you should have done long ago.